Hi there, it's Kim Kyung-sik of Magazine Today. Hello, it's Kim Jonghyun. Jonghyun, I feel spring is already here. Hasn't it gotten very warm recently? Right, considering how snowy and cold this winter was? Yeah, it did even a few days ago. Right, this spring is like a gift for the cold weather and even for COVID-19. So, what do you think we have to do to make this spring more energetic? I'd like your opinions on that. For energetic spring, alright, there are seasonal food that has full of energy. The first thing comes to my mind right now is spring herbs. Isn't it what you like as well? The spring herbs comes to my mind as wild chive and shepherd's purse from its song. Of course I like that. For wild chive, it's perfect when you hand mix it with the seasonings and eat it with the Korean rice wine. And for shepherd's purse, it's nice to have it in doenjang and have it with blackberry wine. Oh, it's a heavenly taste. Which I don't get at home. Oh really, you should make it own your then. I'll ask my wife for them. Oh, that song goes on every spring though. Especially for its distinct taste and sense of shepherd's purse. We eat it for the smell. It's perfect to bring your appetite back in spring. And on top of that, they are full of proteins, calcium, vitamin A and C, as well as for liver function. It sounds perfect for you, Kyung-sik, since you like to drink. That's the reason why the shepherd's purse is my favorite herb. Oh, by the way, everyone, for spring herbs, a lot of people just wash them with tap water. However, since they are root herbs, you should soak them in water for 15 to 20 minutes after you buy them. Then wash them with tap water that will wash residual pesticides and chemicals. Yes, on top of that, to be safe from food poisoning bacteria, do not wash them with your bare hands. We should always wear sanitary gloves when we cook them. So, don't forget. So shall we start our show as energetic as the spring gets? Absolutely! Let's start with the reporter Kang Hira. Welcome! How are you doing? Look at your dress! Spring's arrived on you! Spring lady you are! Right, I can tell that spring indeed has come on you. So what news did you bring to us today? Kyung-sik, you're well known to be a son lover. Of course I do, and I have 2 sons. Yeah, speaking of that, haven't you had such experiences when they suddenly have a fever or injuries? Yes, of course I had. It's a daily course of raising kids. I still have a few vivid memories now when one of my kids got his whole hand burned, and once one of them got stuck in a door gap, and I think that most freaking out moment is when your kids suddenly have fever in the middle of the night. As a matter of fact, a sudden fever doesn't always happen to kids, you know? I also had that, and so did my sister, waking up from sudden stomach aches or headaches as well. I remember it was super awkward when you don't have medicines at home. Yeah, especially when you don't know what type of illnesses it is. And we all have the same experience to debate ourselves taking the kids to the ER or not. You're right, it'd be nice to have medicines by your side always. And we feel hopeless when we don't have any. There will be no open pharmacies late at night or even on weekends, especially when it's not that serious to go to the ER. We all have such experiences. However, what if I told you that you can get those medicines from a vending machine? It'd be super convenient. Wait, I've thought about that before, but can you sell over-the-counter drugs through a vending machine by the law? Well, it's said you can as long as it's a quasi-drug. There's a place that actually introduced a quasi-drug vending machine that sells disinfectant, band-aid, fever reducer, and even for large and small wounds and fractures. Really? Yeah, so I visited there to confirm in person. A vending machine for quasi-drugs. Let's look into this together. Ever since COVID-19 took place and the untech trend is full swing, a vending machine with a totally different look from the past has appeared. You can brew espresso coffee from a vending machine, and there's also a vending machine that cooks ramen noodles for you. And now you can tell your concerns to a vending machine to get a piece of advice. And there's a vending machine you can trade your used items as well. It's truly the vending machine's heyday. The emergence of a unique vending machine essential to our daily life. Even recently, life-friendly vending machines which is essential for our daily life has appeared. So why don't you come with me to find out what kind of vending machine it is? Now, the era of purchasing drugs through unmanned vending machines has come. It's very nice and convenient because you can use it 24/7 even when pharmacies are closed. So I ran to the place where this unmanned vending machine was installed to check the facts. Hello sir, can I ask you what you're up to? Oh, hello, yeah, I'm trying to get a hangover reliever because of yesterday's staff dinner. We drank a lot. It's bothersome to get into a store, so I'm getting it through this vending machine before going to work. Hangover relievers can now be purchased through vending machines? Medicine is to the pharmacist has become an old phrase now. It's not just hangover relievers that you can buy at vending machines. Cooling sheets can be purchased with this vending machine too. Do you have any of these experiences in which your nearby convenience store or pharmacy was closed and you couldn't buy medicine for a sudden fever at dawn? This unmanned vending machine is operated 24 hours a day for customers to purchase anytime. How in the world can a vending machine like this be found at a pharmacy? I saw it through a pharmacist community website. I installed it because it seemed to have a potential to recover the revenue that was dropped by a lot from the COVID virus. Then we also wonder how the quasi-drugs of this unmanned vending machine are being formed. Well, we cannot sell the real medication in this quasi-drug machine, so there are things you can get in a hurry. When you are suddenly injured at night, when you have a fever, when you forget a mask, etc., etc. So these are all how I configure to be, but I can also change it later. The pharmacist can configure up to 28 units for this quasi-drug vending machine. As people get confused between medicinal drugs and quasi-drugs a lot, so would you introduce the difference between those two? Well, in general, there should be no severe side effects such as band-aid, something you can easily get. That's what quasi-drug is. In contrast, real medicines must be given by the pharmacist, which cannot be put in this machine. In addition, quasi-drug vending machines have the advantage of being able to purchase after easily checking where they are, what products are there, and the status of stocks when customers install the vending machine's app. The advantage is that you can buy it here when there are a lot of customers ahead waiting. It is convenient to buy and use it on the weekend, late at night, or in a hurry. In this non-face-to-face or untagged era, people tend to avoid getting in touch with others. So it's also convenient when it's unmanned vending machine that runs 24/7 by itself. And labor costs are saved since it's machine. The quasi-drug vending machine with high satisfaction from both the pharmacy and the customer's perspective. Don't you wonder who made it and why? To learn further, I went to the place where this quasi-drug vending machine was developed. This is CEO Kwon Deuk, the developer of the machine. I was just introduced to the quasi-drug vending machine, so how did you come to develop this product? Well, my son used to have a fever a lot when he was younger, and then convenience stores usually had the fever reliever. And one late night, I finally was able to get one after hours and hours of visiting 14 to 15 different stores. So then, I said to myself, this is no good. Shouldn't at least quasi-drugs be purchased if something happens to my family late at night? And so that had me started on planning, developing, and commercializing on it about 3 to 4 years ago. As for this quasi-drug vending machine, you can get from life-friendly treatment tools, such as band-aids and disinfectants, or as a single product such as sanitary glove, ointment, and band-aid. Masks to prevent COVID-19 are also equipped in the vending machine. There are also picture and video instructions through a QR code for your convenience as well. How did you organize these products? In the case of rest areas, our company's pharmacist advisory group selects and organizes only quasi-drugs, and then delivers them directly to the rest area. So basically, the product selection for the pharmacy is done at the pharmacy. So we divide it up in those two ways. Besides, this quasi-drug vending machine is equipped with an automatic ordering system based on the Internet of Things. So you can check inventory management, sales, and statistics on a mobile phone in real time, which is very convenient for pharmacists. From the pharmacist's standpoint, pharmacists manage quasi-drug vending machines. As simple as ERP, pharmacists can now easily manage it through their smartphones, so we have maximized those advantages. For these advantages, lots of pharmacists have recently installed these quasi-drug vending machines. We see that the quasi-drug vending machine was installed first at the pharmacy. Will we be able to see it elsewhere? Well, currently, we set pharmacists as our priority to give them an opportunity to bring the sanitary aid market back to them through this vending machine. Then, other places will be able to install it as well. In the case of rest areas, they must register each product one by one. So, as only registered products in highway rest areas can be sold, we want to be as reliable as we can on delivering items. Recently, this quasi-drug vending machine was recognized for its excellence to receive the Management Grand Prize. And now you'll be able to find these vending machines in a variety of places besides pharmacies. Currently, it is launched in a venture country of the Public Procurement Service, so if a local government designates a place where there is no pharmacy, we can put this vending machine where it's needed after consulting with the Public Procurement Service. And now there's a unit you can find in the UNESCO in Pocheon City, and we put this quasi-drug vending machine there for the vulnerable groups or residents of each city can use it at affordable prices. With the quasi-drug market gaining more attention after corona pandemic, we as Magazine Today will support that quasi-drug vending machine which makes our lives more convenient to reach the world beyond Korea. Wow, what a reassuring news to parents! Now we can buy quasi-drugs after pharmacies closed, right? Yeah, you're right. The local residents were very reassuring for the fact that they now can easily buy some simple emergency aids even if the pharmacy is closed on a late hour or on a public holiday. So what are the typical items you can get from those vending machines? So there were 28 types of life-friendly products including disinfectant, wound ointment, band-aid, pain relief patch, masks, hand sanitizer, and sanitary pads. So it'll be very useful when we're suddenly sick or in an emergency situation. So I personally hope these vending machines to be widely distributed in every neighborhood. I'm getting more and more curious about it. Me too. To find out more, we invited a developer of this vending machine, CEO Kwon Deuk. Welcome. Nice to meet you. I find it very interesting, but also at the same time, I thought that there could be a lot of similar products people might try to copy. Yes, it's very likely, as the current quasi-drug market is about 2 trillion Korean won. Wow. Yeah, so our company was the first in the world to develop and commercialize it. And this is why our company has also won domestic and international patents. So we're the first applicant. However, the type of a patent is in the form of an unmanned vending machine. The way that sells quasi-drugs as the form of a vending machine, as well as for the way the machine's processing its method. Secondly, as well as for the software, we also have a patent for developing our own app that can be used conveniently by customers. So even if other businesses make similar applications and claims, we've already prepared a policy that can strongly respond to infringement of our patent right and claim compensation for damages. Wow, there's no need to worry since he established the business system within the legal framework. And so how many of these quasi-drug vending machines are currently installed nationwide? Currently, well, globally. Wait, globally? Yes, it's the first time in its industry. So recently, there are 15 machines installed at highway rest areas in Korea. The representative places are Mangyang, Jukjeon, Ansong, Gosan, Chilgok, etc., etc. And now the pharmacy market has also initiated the service with its unmanned vending machine. Wow, it's already everywhere, and I'm the only one who hasn't seen it yet. And you said there are a lot of rest areas, but in fact, many people who travel far usually stop by there. And in my case, I always try not to forget to buy medicines I might need in case before I go on a trip. So there must be a lot of users of the machines, right? Yes, as long as it's in the quasi-drug category, you can find what you need. Even pardon me to say this, women's sanitary pads as well. Yeah, of course, it's one of the essential living supplies. And when convenience stores are closed, you can also get them from those machines as well. And speaking of the convenience store, aren't such items also purchasable from Those stores? Yeah, those quasi-drugs. Yes, you're right. About 20% of the products are what convenience stores indeed usually have. However, in the case of convenience stores where food is mainly sold, they tend to equip with a minimum unit for household medicines. So as a matter of fact, the probability of out of stock is quite high. Yeah, that's what happened to me as well. When I visited a convenience store for it after pharmacies were closed and they told me that it was just sold out. The problem is that it wasn't the only time. They don't carry a lot in stock because they don't want remainings. Yes, you're right. It's because they actually have to purchase them as well. Even in my case, I actually had to check 14 stores to get a cooling sheet when my son had a fever. And I was finally able to get the last one on the 15th store after spending 4 to 5 hours, which is a minor issue that's kind of awkward to visit a hospital for. So having such experience has led me to develop this. Right, so his point is that the machine's purpose doesn't overlap with the convenience store. Yes, only about 20%, but it has more advantages. That's true. Besides, what are the other merits of these quasi-drug vending machines? Well, basically, this quasi-drug unmanned vending machine is operated 24 hours a day, which is useful when you need it most. Secondly, since we developed the app, when you turn on the app, you can see where the vending machine is located at based on your current location. If so, you mean the product inventory, are they all trackable? True, the stock of the product is displayed numerically, and also you can view the product images. So what I'm trying to buy is there in stock. After looking at home, checking the inventory, seeing if the image of what I'm trying to buy matches, then you can confirm everything you want to purchase in advance. Then you go to store, then you can go ahead and make a visit. So it prevents you from making a trip in vain. Going there and getting nothing. So it has greatly maximized the convenience of the customers. Also, from the standpoint of the pharmacy that operates this, the sales revenue of quasi-drugs is set at maximum. In addition, per machine after 300 of them, you'll receive advertising revenue that's about 400,000 Korean won per month, which is an additional income about 4.8 million won per year. It's like a fixed lifetime pension. So according to the VCR we've watched, there's a lot of items in the machines. Will the items continue to be fixed? No. In case of pharmacies, pharmacists are allowed to organize the products. Oh, it is designed to be able to change freely depending on the place and demands? Yes, that's right. So based on each pharmacist, it can be organized by the products that sell most or highly demanded items by customers or also by preferred brands, so that customers there can use them 24 hours a day as they wish in a customized manner. The revenue of the pharmacy will probably increase with it. Yeah, it'd be surely different. I should have asked you this question at first, but when a quasi-drug vending machine comes out, I think that pharmacists might dislike the idea and feel like their revenue is shared. How was it? Basically, quasi-drugs are already being sold in convenience stores and general markets. Nevertheless, as ironic as it might look, the reason why we're first launching the machines at pharmacies in this civil market is because there is our intention to revive the quasi-drug market back in pharmacies. Oh, wow. So in some ways, quasi-drug is like a left home child, so to speak. Right, those quasi-drugs that are originally sold in pharmacies. True, as bringing back those children gone home to convenience stores and raise them again in pharmacy by those vending machines. This is why we put the pharmacists first to perceive them to set a mechanism to bring back the quasi-drug market to them. Then what are the advantages of installing these quasi-drug vending machines in a pharmacy? From the customer's point of view, whether they're regular customers or not, when they need quasi-drugs for their family late at night, they will search for the vending machine and check for its stock, images, or information from the app. Then they will make a visit. That way, it'll secure you're a regular customer. It can work as a service worker. Yes, in terms of services, as convenience is maximized, it generates regular customers. After that, as I mentioned earlier, there are additional incomes. But what it means is that there is a guarantee of sales, right? So the neighbor store owns a quasi-drug vending machine, the next door pharmacy cannot have one. Ah. So it guarantees the right to sell to the pharmacy within 200 meters ahead of them. So it's also, in some aspects, protecting the people who put the machines first. You're right, from our point of view, sales will increase if we sell more, but it is better to guarantee revenues to those who have the machine, as well as provide them the sales right guaranteed. That sounds wonderful. Yeah, so that we came up with a policy to have a win-win structure between the pharmacies and our company. Oh, yeah. It is a policy that guarantees accessibilities and protects the pharmacies as well. But I'm still curious that can general villages and ordinary people install and operate these vending machines besides just the pharmacy? Yes, it is possible. As mentioned earlier, our company has been selected as a procurement item by the Public Procurement Service and is currently entering a venture country selected by a national agency. And therefore, if there is a local government that does not have a pharmacy and wants medical welfare services or basic medical services for vulnerable groups, it is possible to bring it there and be operated by the head of the village or the town. However, sadly though, as I mentioned earlier, there can be multiple machines because of sales right guarantee. I see. So in fact, it would be very convenient if it was installed in a remote countryside or an underdeveloped area where you have to walk too far to get medicines and transportation rarely comes by. Yeah, that's right. Now, Leslie, could you tell us about your future plans? Yes, we're currently doing business by creating a new blue ocean market by commercializing this product for the first time in the world. For this region, we are currently doing a branch business with Kotra for export. And we are trying to make it a unicorn company that can export to the world by making a global business. In the case of local government, it is practically new model that can coexist with the neighbors in need. If the local government introduces this machine, medical welfare services and basic medical services for vulnerable groups will be guaranteed. We also donate certain advertising revenues to local governments as funds to help disadvantaged neighbors, which is a new model that can coexist with those in need, as well as we strive to become a global unicorn with this business model around the world. And so we are currently preparing for our first leap into the global market. Yes, as they are not only thinking about customers or patients, but are also thinking of various models that can coexist with the region. We hope that you'll be able to expand your business beyond the domestic market in the future. Thank you, CEO Kwon Dae-uk and reporter Kang Hira, for your help today. Thank you. You listen very well without saying a word. Such a good listener. She is. So along with the COVID-19 outbreak, the global market for hygiene and emergency medicine is also growing very rapidly. And as you said earlier, I hope that not only quasi-drug vending machines, but also domestic brands could dominate the global market. Yes, we hope there will be K-Machine along with the K-Kid and K-Vaccine. Oh yeah. That's all we have prepared today, and we'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Good night.